It's taken Bill. It's taken Bill literally. It's taken Bill literally from 0 to 1,000 agents. It's taken him 3 years to get to where he is at the present moment. And I'm sure with a bit of a helping hand from a few people on this particular call. And I'm sure we're going to dive into that and delve into that and find out a little bit more. But also a very warm welcome to our co-host, to Sia Ndzimande, the man with the best smile in the world. Those big white teeth always show on this particular show, and just an incredible young man going places from a marketing point of view and adding massive value to our leadership team. We've obviously got Bill Campbell, was our agent number 001. He was the first agent here locally in South Africa, and just an absolute pleasure to have worked with Bill to get South Africa to where it is at the present moment. And I did mention earlier, a key influencer in South Africa, and I know Bill will speak about him on this call this evening, Steve Johnston. So welcome to Steve as well. He's been a massive influence, not only from a training point of view and education perspective, but just the value that he adds to the whole South African experience and the family of agents that he's created here. We as EXP South Africa, just to give you a little bit of an introduction for some of those people from outside looking in, we've grown from 0 agents to 1,220 agents in the 3 years that we have been operational. We're the fastest growing real estate company in Africa as it stands at the present moment. We're the biggest listing agency in the Western Cape. We're the largest in the Eastern Cape. We're number 3 in KwaZulu-Natal. We're number 2 in Gauteng. And by the end of this year, we will be doing 6 billion rands worth of sales volume on a year-to-year basis. And that is just growing year on year, year on year. It's absolutely amazing. Folks, my name's Andrew Thompson, as you can gather from my name below me. And I'm the principal, the director of EXP Realty here in South Africa, initiated the company here locally. And tonight we're going to roll. Sia will ask Bill some questions just around some personal questions, not too personal, please, Sia. And I'll dive into Bill's strategy around growth. How has he actually achieved this, and how has he gone about it to be such an influencer in terms of the growth strategy from not only his personal perspective, but what he's achieved through EXP Realty here locally in South Africa. We're going to, like I said earlier, just leave around about 10 minutes at the end for a bit of a Q&A. Any questions to Sia, to myself, and to Bill will be very, very much appreciated. And you're more than welcome to utilize the chat box or alternatively voice those questions that you might have. Folks, thanks very much for being here this evening, and very much appreciated. And I'm going to hand over to my co-host, the wonderful Sia Ndzimande. Over to you, Sia.
Thanks so much, Andrew. And Bill, thanks so much for joining us, and congratulations again, celebrating you today. And I'm particularly very keen to hear what you have to say, being agent 001. So that's quite a stat behind you. I just want to let's just start with some people on the call may not know who Bill Campbell is. Let's just start with generally, if you can just summarize it, just quick nuggets, a quick intro, who's Bill, and your career background.
Sure. Okay. Sia, first of all, I want to just say thank you. I'm very, very, very blessed. I don't stutter, but I am very, very, very blessed to have this opportunity. I've got a super support team, my family and business partners, Vincent St. Louis, Brent Gove, Barton Smith, who introduced me to EXP in 2018 at the NAR convention at Boston. That's where we met. That's where EXP was born, and it's just gone from that strength and onwards. So basically, I just was born and bred in the south of Joburg. Moved down to Durban in 86, got into real estate 1988, and then a principal from 1989. And then also not only with Barton and Brent and Vincent, but also the likes of Steve Johnson, who's built a fantastic team and a big team, and he does all the training and coaching. I mean, I've got all these people to thank. I'm standing on the shoulders of giants. It's not me. It's just surrounding myself with people. And Andrew Thompson, Andrew, I didn't even tell you this, but I had a discussion with Michael Valdez a little while ago. And we were just chatting and joking and all that. And he said, Andrew's doing a fantastic job. What would be your, I can't remember how he worded it, but I said, definitely I'd choose Andrew again, time and time again. There just isn't a second person. Okay, anyway. So I just knew that I had to surround myself with the correct people and strong people that are way smarter. If you're the smartest guy in the room, there's a problem. Move to another room. But I just surround myself with a whole lot of smart guys that have really taken this to the next level. So I thank you all very much. It's been great. What else is there? That's about it. I had 4 Sotheby's franchises, basically Berea, Durban, North and Slanga, Belito. My overheads were between 950 to 980,000 Rand a month. It was actually killing me. Some months I made a little bit of money. Most months I lost money. But it was like just a big ego thing, just to have the best, well, everybody thought the Rolls Royce of real estate in those days with being Sotheby's. Anyway, sold that, started the first online real estate business in South Africa, which I thought was the first in the world. Very similar to the EXP model, but the only thing I didn't have any, I wasn't listed on the Nasdaq Stock Exchange. We grew from 5 to 256 agents in 3 months. Now with EXP, and what I did was, it was a big decision to make at the end of December 2021, because I had to decide, was I going to continue with Momentum International Realty? And Robin was with me, so she can tell you all about it. And we had 256 agents, or do I go the EXP route? Because I was really starting to make very good money on the online system. And I decided to go the EXP route, and thank God for that. And I knew I'd take a dip in the first year financially, which I did. I took a huge dip, but since then it's just exploded. So being a principal, I had to do 3 things. My 3 functions were recruit, train, and retain. With EXP, all you've got to do is agent attraction. It's not even recruiting. All this, it's just agent attraction. The training gets done in EXP world, and the retention is done with the revenue shares and the stock. Okay, that's me. That's what you're looking for.
I just want to quickly jump in and ask as well. Barton just wrote a comment earlier saying, love at first sight. Being the first agent, I'd love to know what drew you to EXP. I mean, you're the first one in South Africa. You have no reference point. You can't phone someone to say, how is it like in South Africa? You're the first one. So what was the love at first sight for you?
Yeah, well, you know what? I had some agents. I mean, Andrew was an agent with me when I had Sotheby's. He was there for a very short period of time. And I must tell you, a damn good agent, eh? And there were agents that I commissioned in names like Sharon.
I need to chip in there quickly, Bill.
Here we go.
Between the hotel, I was in hotels for 19 years, and I was in the development game here for 18 years, and I had 5 days as a real estate agent with Bill Campbell. Okay. 5 days. In 5 days, I signed 8 sole mandates, and I went into Bill on the Friday to say, I can't do this job anymore. Okay, so I think I'm the shortest lived ever real estate agent in South Africa, but it was a good experience. I got to know Bill pretty well since then, and he did exceptionally well in terms of all the agencies that he worked, and he's got an incredible experience, like he said earlier. And then funny enough, our paths came together again. And I've had a fantastic time in terms of getting knowledge of the real estate game and having the ability to add the experiences of hotels and developments and so on, and adding value to my client and our clients here, which is really the real estate agent at the end of the day. But it's not my interview today. It's all about Bill Campbell. There we go. Thank you. Sorry.
No problem. Yeah, Andrew got 5 sole mandates in 5 days. He was only short of 5 sole mandates for his target. That's why he had to. No, I'm just kidding. It was brilliant. And anyway, so yeah, that's where Andrew came in. And sorry, I lost my track with my track there where we were.
Why you joined, love at first sight,
Oh,
what
okay.
initially drew you?
Yeah, so basically, and I could see the way that things were going with technology. And there is a company that I've used for about 15 years that does all my technology stuff, which I believe is the best in the country and most probably one of the best in the world. And we do Zoom every Monday, and we just get things up to speed. And with doing the online stuff, I could just see that the way technology was going, and that was the way to go. And everybody said it's unsustainable, it's going to crash, you're going to crash and burn, it's not going to work. Well, let me just tell you, within the first couple of months, we were making profits that we hadn't even made in a year beforehand, and it was really, really profitable. So when I saw EXP and their model, I mean, it was like, I just knew it, and I just knew it would work, and that's why I just grabbed it with both hands and just wouldn't let it go, until we brought it to South Africa. And I mean, I think Glenn Stanford, Jason Gessing, Michael Valdez, Brent Gove, they could all see the look in my face when I said, guys, in South Africa, we've been to hell and back over the last couple of decades. We've got to bring this to South Africa, please. And they said, just give us a few minutes. And what happened was they said, come back in 10 minutes. And when I went back, they said, once we sort this COVID thing out, because this was in 2020, South Africa will be the first country we open in. And they stuck to their word with that.
And one more question, Andrew, and I can get to you. Did you have a strategy? Because I'm thinking the likes under, you brought in the likes of great leaders like Steve. Obviously, Steve is one of the thinkers. When I listen to his presentation, you can see he's very thoughtful of what he says, and that's one out of many. How did you, what strategy did you take to be able to get time with them and to get them to look at this model and to actually believe in the model? Or what was the strategy beyond that? Did you have a strategy at all? Just tell us through that.
Yes. So once I had those meetings, I then got back, my wife and I got back to South Africa as quick as we could. And I had meetings with, Michael Valdez, give us a list of your 10 top brokers that you know in South Africa that would, be able to lead South Africa. I did that. He then said, okay, break it down to your top 3, which I did. He then said, if it was your choice, who would be your first choice? I said, there's only one choice, and that's Andrew Thompson. They said, ask him to send me his CV. And that's what I did. So it was something that we knew. And then once that had been decided, as I got back to South Africa, I then started speaking to the likes of Steve Johnson, went down to Cape Town. I was looking for two or three top trainers in South Africa, real estate trainers and influencers. And that's where I wanted to build my base. And obviously with Andrew Thompson's being in the team now, and Steve Johnson, and I've got 2 or 3 other brilliant builders as well that I've been targeting, and there's 1 or 2 more coming on board. And Mona, I know you said that you hold the record for 3 years joining, but somebody just broke your record. Amanda Stocks that joined yesterday, that was 3.5 years that I've been speaking to her.
Yeah.
So,
oh my word.
Okay. So she's joined, and anyway, I think she's on the call as well today. Okay, right. Sorry, see, I'm taking up a lot of time. Just shoot the next one.
No. It's all about you, Bill. Don't worry about me.
Well, just from my side, just coming in, and like you said, you started at 0 agents, well over 1,000 agents now, 3 years on the road. Right in the beginning, what really gave you confidence in the EXP model? What really stood out for you? Because what stood out for me was this best compensation model in the world, where an agent can earn commission, revenue shares, third-party incomes, and it is distinctly the best compensation model in the world. But in the early days, what excited you? Was it the multi-level marketing sort of strategy? What really excited you about the EXP model?
Okay, well, Andrew, you know Sharon Westcott and Terry Kriff. They're both in their mid-70s now, okay? And Sharon had been with me for 21 years in real estate. Terry had been, I think, about 16 or 18 years. I had others sort of in between, sort of 20, 15, 18, 20 years. And all of them were getting older. And my heart used to bleed because Kathy and I used to drive around on a Sunday to see how all the show houses, what was happening in the area, and all of that. And I used to see these ladies like in the 70s knocking in boards, and my heart used to bleed. I used to get tears because I thought there's just got to be a better way. That not everybody can leave real estate. Everybody comes in thinking they're going to earn a lot of money, and some of them do. They become brilliant salespeople. But as you know, with everybody, I don't care who it is, the more you earn, the more you spend, and your costs go up with your expenses. And it's you know, you need like 15 million rand just sitting in the bank to draw it at 4%, just to give you 30,000 rand a month, just so that you've got enough to live. You know, but anyway, yeah. So that's what drew me. The main thing was the exit strategy. I would say that was the biggest thing. I used to come to the NAR in America virtually every year. It's a 4-day event, the National Association of Realtors, for all their training. With EXP, it's got all that. You've got the top 1% of the agents, the icon agents in the world, that do the best training you'll ever get anywhere on this planet. So those are the two things I think that really drew me. And when it was listed on the NASDAQ, and there's a chance to get shares, which that builds up pretty quickly, as you know, and mine's built up quite nicely. It's a beautiful hedge against the rand, and it really it motivates you. It's just there. So there's just so many things in place. I can't explain it.
Great value and massive value coming in the direction of the agents, and it's really an agent business owned by the agents. Absolutely fantastic. Bill, just a big thing in your life has been around networking, the ability to network with people. And Steve Johnston with the Build Africa conference, I loved Steve's view on started the conference, and it's a paid for conference. So you got 2 days of conference, Build Africa held down in Cape Town. First year, 400 agents. Next year, 600 agents. I think by the next year, I'm assuming, and I'm guessing, it could be as much as 1,000, 1,100 people in audience. That's how big it could get. But we've done the Africa Leadership Tour. We're doing 52 roadshows in 52 weeks here through South Africa. But what's been very key for you are the Zoom calls, the weekly Model Explains, and the ability to attract people into audiences of that sort of nature, where you are not necessarily the influencer, but you are the person that's making the call, energizing, activating, and you've got a very sort of strict approach to it that you deal with on a day-to-day basis. And I'd love you just to talk us through that. And the reason being is you are in Canada. You've literally got 4 hours in a day to generate growth, and yet you've gone from 0 agents to 1,000 agents. You must be extremely disciplined.
Andrew, okay, I've got to do that every single day. Okay, so I make a minimum of 5 to 10 calls a day, but let's just work on, say, 5 calls a day. That's 25 calls a week, 100 calls per month. Okay, and what I do is what I call a teammate. That's tell me about yourself. So when I phone an agent, I want to know where they are right now, where they would like to go, where they want to be, what their goals are, if they could wave a magic wand, you know, different things like that that I go through. I was working on a spreadsheet, but I mean, hell, I mean, it's just so hard to work on a spreadsheet because when you look for a name or something, if somebody phones you, you know, it's all over the place. So I've got this IT company, which, as I say, I think is fantastic, that's made a CRM for me with all my spreadsheet in there, with all the right questions to ask in the right sequence. And it's got drop-down menus, it's got calendars, it's got reminders, because the biggest thing is FU. Follow up, follow up, follow up, okay? And please don't smile, that's not rude. Okay, so you got to follow up with everybody and everything all the time, okay? And that's it. And that's the biggest thing. The money is in the follow-up, okay?
Yeah, I do apologize for calling you a Jack Russell on a call the other night, and you are actually a bull terrier when it comes to follow-up. You just don't let go, and I've certainly experienced that, Bill. When I landed this job with EXP, the minute you started, you just wouldn't let go, and it's in your nature, and just really well done in that regard, because without that, I don't think you would have got to 1,000 agents. But also it's a contact sport, and it's really about picking up the phone. It's not about emailing or sending messages or spamming people or that kind of thing. It's more about picking up the phone, and I think you do it by WhatsApp, and you've got a standard script. You say you've been in the real estate business for 92 years. And
93 this year, Andrew. 93.
Do you want to just talk us through, Bill, tongue in cheek, but you've got a bit of a script, and maybe that can help other agents in terms of their overall approach.
Okay, so as I say, we make 5 calls a day, which equates to 25 a week, 100 a month, etc. Okay, and then I just tell me about yourself, and I'll jot it all down on the CRM that we've got, and out of that, once I've spoken to them, I analyze. And I don't really go for brand new agents straight off the street. That's just too much hard work. This model's not for them, and neither was Momentum International Realty. You know, it's for agents that have been around. So I look for it that have been in the business for at least 1 year, done at least 6 sales. And it's okay if they're an intern and they're going to get the NQ4 and all that. But otherwise, you're just looking for really hard work, okay? So out of those, let's just say 100 people a month that I call, maybe about 40 or 50% are eliminated. So I'm only dealing with 50. Out of those 50, I invite to the Zoom that I have every week, or invite to your Zoom that you used to have every Thursday evening. So, or the road shows or whatever. So all that I do, my job, my sole function is to find out where they are, where they want to go, what are their goals, can I help them get there, and just invite them to a Zoom. Let the Zoom do the work. That does all the heavy lifting, okay? So out of all those agents, going from 100 to a numbers game, and you go down and you'll only sign up about 2 or 3 a month, and not right now. They're not going to say, oh, this is a good idea. I'm going to go and pack up in the office and go and pack up all my stuff and join you. It doesn't happen. It takes weeks or months sometimes, okay? Or in some cases, years. As we know, 2 of them on the call right now. Okay.
So it's really about funneling. It's those 100 calls down to 10 appointments, down to 2 or 3 people in your downline, first tier every single month. And then that first tier effectively doing the hard yards and doing the heavy lifting in terms of your growth. And you've complimented some of those people already on this particular call. And we do certainly know who those individuals are. So congratulations to you for having the ability to sizzle and sell to those individuals. Let's talk about your upline, Bill, because in this business, you almost want a mentor and you almost want to reach out to those individuals. And I'm so pleased Barton Smith's on this call because, you know, in the early days, I certainly learned, and I talk about it regularly in our success awards, our agent shows. Stuart Hislop, our trainer, coach, educator, agent development manager, often talks about attracting influential people and good producing agents. Who do you reach out for advice when it comes to your growth and what you've implemented, not only here in South Africa, but you're also attracting agents in the USA and Canada and other European countries? Who's your main go-to person?
Okay, so Vincent and I work very closely together, okay? At the moment, he's bought himself an RV, a motorhome, a big 40-footer, and he's been gone just over 100 days now, but we're still in contact at least 2-3 times a week. Him and I have sort of clicked. Barton helps me a hang of a lot, but Vincent and I are sort of on the same path all the way, and Brent. So, you know, with all 4 of us, basically, we're just going backwards and forwards, sharing ideas around and different ways to grow EXP in the best possible way that we can.
So, Bill, just talk us through that upline. I mean, Barton introduced you to EXP, is that correct?
Yes.
Then you've got Vincent St. Louis, and above that, who are the people in those layers? Brent Gove?
Brent Gove, yeah, and then above that is Sheila Ferrajon, okay? And then you get Rob Flick, who I speak to quite often as well, and then Jean Frederick, and that's as far as it goes. So to Jean, it was Rob Flick, I'm getting my guys mixed up here, who introduced Jean Frederick. Anyway, so they all, so we're in a hang of a good pedigree line here, because out of all the agents in South Africa, I've got 85% in my team in South Africa, and we've got a good, strong bloodline, a good pedigree line with that from Jean Frederick, Rob Flick, and Sheila Ferrajon, and Brent Gove, Vincent, etc.
All right. Then, Bill, just a question around, you know, a sponsor's responsibility is to influence people to join. And that is ultimately all that is expected of the sponsor. But you get sponsors out there that are adding massive value. And I think I can make reference to Steve Johnston. He adds massive value in terms of training, coaching, education, building that family, the spiritual element that he adds to his business as stevejohnston.com is massive. Is there something that you do specifically from your network point of view, from your family or community of agents, the 1,000+ agents, that you do on a day-to-day basis, on a week-to-week basis, monthly, etc., where you are adding massive value to your agent experience in the form of retention?
Okay, so basically, as I say, EXP has got everything. Okay, it's like a smorgasbord. But all that I do, I've had my own personal websites that I've had for, one since the internet came out, I think in 95. It's bankrepo.co.za. The other one's about 15, 16 years old, and that is what's your home worth and what's my home worth.co.za. So for stock, that works like a demon. The agents can put that out in either brochures, flyers, boards, or on social media, and they just put their first name and their email address, no company details, no company logos. And when they're looking for stock in an area or a suburb or a hood or a neighborhood or wherever, they can focus on that, put a few of these, however you decide to do, or knock and drop 10 by 10 by 20, and you will get stock in the area. And the quality of that lead that comes in is dynamite. It really is good.
Sorry, just one question, my side, Bill. You just mentioned now that I think you said 80% is from South Africa.
85.
85%. What's the biggest? Where's your biggest portfolio outside of South Africa?
Okay, no, it is South Africa. Otherwise, it's North America.
So it's 85% in South Africa, and then the rest
And
all
then-
in North America.
Yeah. Sorry, not the rest of not the 15%,
Yes.
but my second biggest
The
is
second
North
biggest,
America.
North America.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so Bill, it's all about stock. It's about adding value with leads and also adding value with good communication around growth and training up your people in terms of their specific growth. And you're comfortable with that and they're comfortable with that, and really key in that regard, 100%.
Like I said, Tim, you know, not everybody wants to attract agents because they just don't get it. And I'm sorry, it's just that some people, 90%, 95% in actual fact, don't understand the power, the leverage. Again, when you're watching a movie, you always hear the Americans say they've got leverage or they're doing this for leverage. And this is what leverage is all about. This is it. Okay. This is like the American dream now that has come to South Africa. And when people see that and they actually understand it, then they'll see exactly what this is all about. And what I say to everybody, please do not just go into doing revenue share. All that you do is you come in and you do what you're doing. Go get your listings, get your sales, get your sole mandates. Have this as a sideline, okay? Like a lot of agents that I know, you know, Andrew, that know me in South Africa, a lot of agents and principals, and they say, like, how come, what is going on? What's this? And I said to them, listen, I've got this little thing going on. Do you want to know about it? I'll give you a call. We'll come to my Zoom, okay? And I said, tell me about this little thing that you got going. And, explain to them that way. So it's making real estate fun again, or the power half hour. And that's basically all that I push them on. And those that want to pursue, I have WhatsApp groups to grow their revenue share. And I share everything. I spend a lot of money, a hell of a lot of money. The guy that runs the company with the IT side is on the Zoom. And every week we're just doing stuff. And it costs a lot of money to get that. And I just give it to my team and to the agents, and it really works well. And then I do training as well for if they want to do the iBid or whatever they want to do, like getting sole mandates or parameter advertising or whatever. I do that on a regular basis as well for the agents.
Fantastic, Bill. And then just my last question, and then I'll hand back to Sia, and then we can open up for some questions from the audience and just see how that goes. But just from my side, you are super excited around Revenue Share 2.0. And for outsiders that are out there, just remember we had a previous revenue share structure, which really has worked really nicely for our entire team. But what EXP is committed to that is that 50% of the profit made by the company is paid back to the agent team in the form of revenue share 2.0, with a whole lot of other benefits that come with that. And do you want to just talk us through your excitement? I know you've got a business card and you've done a bit of a calculator and that kind of thing, and the numbers are just phenomenal as to the changes that are taking place.
Okay, so basically, like with the calls that I do and all that, and I go through that electronic business card, there's about 5 little clips on there that I go through: the marketing deck, the commission calculator, the rev share calculator, comparisons with their company. I show them the video with Stuart Heslop, who's done a fantastic video, by the way, explaining the model. Okay, so I play that, I share my screen. I don't send that to anybody because they say, yeah, they're going to watch it. They don't watch it, okay? Well, they don't watch all of it. They get sidetracked. So they've got to be on the screen, camera on, watch the Zoom, and that's it. So that's the process that we go through. And with the new revenue share, Andrew, I mean, I've just made some notes here so that I don't mess it up because it just sounds too good to be true. But let me just have a look here quickly. Okay, so here we are. So I said to the agents, if you want a 1-year goal, okay, and on this rev share calculator, you can work it out, that if you introduce only 5 agents, okay, in over a year, that's all, only 5 agents. And I know everybody doesn't do the same, but we're going to have to work on averages and some kind of average. So you introduce 5 agents that sell 6 properties a year. That's 1 every 2 months, okay? At only R1 million at 5% commission. Now, if you work out that, you won't be able to exist on that money, okay? But anyway, let's just work on a real bottom end of the scale. And that's 5%. So that opens up now on revenue share 2.0, your first, second, and third level, okay? Now that is huge. So if you introduce 5, they introduce 5, and the third level introduces 5 each. So that's 5 times 5 is 25, times 25 is 125. That's 155 people in your entire organization, just on 3 levels, okay? And you've only introduced 5. That means that you'll earn over 100,000 Rand a month. And you can work those figures out. Okay. Now, I'm not even going to go into the 4th level because that's just unbelievable. But anyway, so that's how easy and how simple it is. But I say to everybody, just deal with your sales and your listings and only spend half an hour a day calling 5 people, inviting to a Zoom. That's all you have to do. Let the Zoom do the work. And then if you follow up. Okay.
If you too, Bill.
Oh, Andrew.
No, I know you are a king at the follow up, and I know you work off your diary, your lists, and you just follow up. And to me, that is absolutely key. You don't miss a beat. And if someone is interested in joining EXP, you don't let go until you know that they say, no, I'm not interested. So well done to you, Bill. And that's
they either amazing. Buy or they die. And the second one's a lot easier. Okay.
Okay, love that, Bill. Absolutely fantastic. Sia, any more questions from your side? Just shout out if you want to.
Yeah, I just have one more, and then we can open up for questions for Bill. Also, I love your consistency. We've been having Let's Talk series. You've been on all of them. And you would have noticed as well, a lot of the people are talking about consistency. So I commend you for that. Bill, my question is more on obvious your challenges. What challenges have you had, and how, like name one or two big challenges that you've had, and how have you particularly overcome them? Because I'm always interested in what challenges people face. If everyone's successful would have had challenges, and how have you faced them?
PPRA. No, sorry, I shouldn't say that. Look, I think it's just this normal thing that you have with PPRA and all of that. But you don't look at them as challenges. You just look at them as obstacles that you just got to get over. And once you've crushed them, and if you do it, somebody else going to have the same problem. So you just got to get on top of it first and just eliminate it and move on. It just takes time, as I say, to get people across. It's nothing. It's not a get-rich-quick scheme. It's not just a phone call. Yes, okay, I'm on my way to the office to pack up and I'll come and join you. it's going to be, and the sponsor might get a little upset and say, okay, then I'm not going to phone them again. But just keep on, because, just an example, I think it was about 2 weeks ago, I phoned somebody and this lady was actually very nice, but she said to me, look, you've been hounding me for about the last 2 years now. And I don't want to say anything, but please don't contact me again about EXP. It's enough now. And I said, okay, I respect that. Anyway, and I thought, oh, damn it. Anyway, so what happened was that about 2 or 3 days after, she phoned me back. She said, listen, I'm really sorry what I said. Something had happened at the office, and I will be joining you. And it will be in about the next month's time. She's just waiting for some commissions to come through. So things change like that on a dime, So those are some of the challenges, but it's really good though.
Perfect. Thanks, Bill.
Bill,
I think
from
go
my
on.
side, just quickly, office environment, and often chat to you down on the beach or down near the river. EXP gives you freedom. There's no doubt. Gives you freedom to operate from wherever you are in the world. You went on a holiday to Mauritius. You travel a little bit, etc., etc. Just give us your thoughts in that regard. EXP gives you freedom.
Yeah. Okay. So just quickly going back, say the last 16 months. Sure. Yeah. Okay. So we've been to 2 trips to South Africa for about 2 to 3 months at each time. We've been to Cabo, to the Bull Conference that Brent has. We've been to Dallas, Texas, to another Bull Conference that Brent has. We've been to Vegas, to the Expo, Caribbean and Bahamas, 3 weeks back to back. Caribbean cruise, Florida, Disneyland, Tampa Bay, Pasadena Beach, Mauritius this year. Supposed to be 3 months, and it got cut short in more ways than one. That was only a month, and then had to get back here. But yeah, so it's as long as there's Wi-Fi, and Kathy and I sit and we set our goals. Yeah, you're good to go.
All right, so you can work from wherever you are in the world, travel the world, enjoy your time, gives you a whole lot of freedom. And then just how did you and Kathy celebrate your success? Hitting 1,000 agents, rocking the comma. Give us a bit of an outgoing comment there. Thanks, Bill.
I can't tell you on the Zoom, Andrew, but anyway, no, we're just going to we celebrate it when we go away. So that's what we're waiting for.
All right, fantastic. Folks, that's Bill Campbell, Ndzimande, my co-host, and just a very big thank you for Bill setting up this Rock the Comma celebration and having the ability just to talk his experiences and talk about how he went from 0 agents to 1,000 agents here locally in South Africa, and now starting to target other countries around the world, new emerging countries. And just remember, from an EXP point of view, 100 countries, 10 years, 1 million agents, 5 times bigger than any existing real estate company in the world. So our feeling from an EXP point of view is that you want to be on this journey. And if you're looking at EXP from outside in, reach out to an EXP agent, someone that's maybe got you to this call, someone that's influenced you to come through to an EXP event, and reach out to that individual, because that's the person that's going to become your sponsor of the future. So to Ndzimande, thank you very much indeed. We've still got a bit of work to do now. And Bill Campbell, rocking the comma, congratulations to you. Folks, we're going to open up the floor. We're going to open up the floor just for a question session. And please, if you can ask any questions that you want, your mics are open. Thank you very much indeed.
Andrew, sorry, just one thing first. With any agents that want to, we do training sessions on building the revenue share. If they want to join, just send me a WhatsApp and I'll add them onto their group. And also just another thing, and I just got to emphasize, don't try and sell EXP to somebody, because if you don't know the model 100%, and maybe 1-2% of the agents know the model inside out, don't try and sell it. Just let the video do the heavy lifting. And it's what people don't care how much you know unless they know how much you care. Okay, so it's not all about the money. It's about what you get out of EXP, what the big picture is there. And then also, I'm doing a lot of talking now, obviously, but when agents do a lot of talking, the other agent has the advantage. So when you do the listening, you've got the advantage, okay? those are just some things that I wanted to mention. And then what else was there? Just the leverage. I mean, we've got it all here. And build your network as quick and as big as you can, because your network is your net worth. And build it now when you don't need it, so that you have it when you do need it.
Great advice. Thanks very much, Bill. Let's open it up to the floor, and happy to take questions. Anyone that wants to direct a question towards Bill, to Sia, myself, or anyone else on this call. We got some great EXP representation here. Fire away, Sia, go for it.
Noreen is asking on the comments section, how many agents are in your first tier?
27.
All right, well done on that, Bill. And I think Steve's coming in with a question or a comment. Steve, over to you.
Yeah, thank you, Andrew. Yeah, I guess I just want to just formally say, Bill, a huge congratulations to you for the 1,000. It's an amazing milestone. You deserve it. You deserve the freedom that you're enjoying, the time that you and Kathy can travel together. You deserve it. You know, you've put a lot of work into this. You've been persistent. And in your persistence, you're always respectful, you're always friendly, but you just refuse to let go. You were like that with me. So the secret, you know,
I'm your chicken Sami, eh?
Yeah, it was CMFU. That chicken mayo follow up. That's the golden ticket to success, actually.
Okay.
But Bill, I'm blessed to be able to celebrate this with you. I'm 3.5 years in as well. And EXP has changed my life. It's changed my family's life. The level of freedom that we have with revenue share income is quite phenomenal. It really is. It's life changing. The passivity of the income is. I've never seen anything in my life that can do this. And I wouldn't be in the position that I am with my wife, with my family, with all the options we have. I'm busy booking a golf trip with my son at the end of the year. We're going to America. And I wouldn't have been able to do that if it weren't for you, Bill. So I'm very grateful, and I celebrate with you today. So well done, man.
Thank you, Stephen. And you gave me such a hard time when you didn't listen to me. No, well done. Thank you,
Look
Stephen.
at us now.
Thank you. Yeah, thanks, you guys. I'm so truly, truly blessed with not only my family, but with you guys as well. Thank you.
Yeah, Steve, lovely comments there, and thanks for the compliments towards Bill. We're rocking the comment this evening. And any more questions from anyone in the audience? Oh, Barton Smith, you've raised your hand. There you go, Barton, over to you.
Thanks for joining.
Thank you so much. Only if nobody else has any questions. I don't see any other hands up at the moment. But first, I just want to compliment Stephen for the comment, because to me, that reflects what I love the most about this organization is the familial, the family feel that you get no matter who you bump into or who you reach out to. The folks that are available to help each and every single person on this call are tremendous, loving individuals. Some of them that are making tremendous amounts of money that don't even have to do it if they don't want to. They are set for life, but guess what? They're right on the other end of my phone anytime I want. Bill is there. People are there. Reach out, reach up to your organization, to people that you've met. Please, if you need anything from the USA, please let me know as well. I just want a quick story about Bill, because I think it highlights his tenacity. We were in Las Vegas for a Build event one time, and he and I are in a taxi headed to the airport.
Can I tell them what happened a little before that, Bart?
No, let's not go a little bit before that.
Okay. What happens in Vegas?
We'll pick it up at the taxi. We'll pick it up at the taxi. Okay. Imagine. Oh my God, it was good, you guys. Such a great event. Got to go to events. Oh my God, Stephen does events. Keep going and keep attending. So we're in this taxi and we're headed to the airport, and Bill reaches out, taps a guy on the shoulder, and says something to him, and then he asks him in a few minutes, "Hey, who's your favorite real estate agent here in Vegas?" Bill gets a couple of names and starts looking out and reaching out to those agents to attract them and share them with them, the familial and the benefits of being with EXP. That's the tenacity, right? It took us a couple of years and a couple transitions of directors to get South Africa opened. But Bill and I worked, mainly Bill, I supported him with like 2 years of effort. And to EXP's credit, they are so agile that we walked into Michael Valadez's office within 2 weeks of him coming into the company, and he invited us to sit down. 20 minutes later, he says, "We're going with South Africa. Help me make this happen." We were in meetings the very next morning. The agility of EXTP to support the agents is mind-blowing for me. Revenue share 2.0, phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. Changes lives, like Steven said. You know, it pays my mortgage and it pays my car. I don't make as much as some of the other guys, but I make enough to have EXP pay my home mortgage. Blows my mind. Absolutely blows my mind. Thank you for letting me share.
Thanks, Barton. Always good to hear from you. And Bill, if you don't mind just sharing your WhatsApp number in the chat box. We've got Carl van Rensburg, just fund investors, and just asking. If you wouldn't mind just typing it in there, if you're comfortable with that. I'm sure you are.
Yeah, sure.
The more you put it out there, the more you're going to connect. So yeah, all good. Another question or two, and then we're going to call it a day. It's been a good celebration here with Bill Campbell. And geez, it's been a fantastic celebration from a South African point of view. You know, from a South African perspective, we plan to be at 1,500 agents by the end of July, 2,000 agents by the end of this year, 4,000 agents by the end of next year. And if you really think about that, you know, the biggest company in South Africa is 3,300 agents. By the middle of next year, we plan to overtake that number, being number one in South Africa, number one in Africa. But we want to remain the most personalized, the most friendly, the most accessible. And we want to hire for skill and attract influential people and good producing agents. So let's keep that message going. And it's such a great message. This year's been a phenomenal start to the year, 5 months in, and every single month we're beating budget by 18, 19, 20%. And who do we have to thank? It's the people in this room, all the EXP Realty agents, and the tremendous support we get from our leadership team. So thank you very much indeed. All right, any more questions from the team?
Just one thing. Can I just ask everybody on this call, if you can just in the chat box, how many agents do you know in your area, in your neighborhood, in your hood, in your town, in your city, whatever? Just put in a number, that's all, in the chat box. Okay, hundreds, 157, 50, 100, 10, 6. Okay, so you can see 60, 150, 80, 80, 20. Okay, so can you see the numbers coming in? Okay, just so many hundreds, 7, 30. Okay, you can see all the numbers coming in. So what I'm saying, just introduce 5 to EXP over a year. Help them get their first tier going, which is your second tier, with another 5, and the third tier, another 5. You'll be, if they all only sold one house every 2 months at R1 million at 5% commission, with 6 sales a year, that will give you over 100,000 Rand a month, which works out to about $6,000 US dollars a month, which is not damn bad.
Well, just judging by those numbers, we'll be at 2,000 agents by the end of July this year. No, I'm joking. No, folks, I think that's it for this evening. Just once again, to our international people that have attended this call, Barton in particular, love seeing you. Always great to interact with you. Just always bring across such value to this organization. Thank you very much indeed. To international leaders across the world, thanks for being on the show this evening. And then to our team. From Steve Johnston to everybody, the entire family, the community of EXP Realty South Africa agents that are on this particular call. Thank you very much for being here this evening. Our leadership team, you're absolutely fantastic. Love you guys. And thanks for being the most agent-centric real estate company here locally in South Africa. And then to my co-host, Ndzimande. He did play lock for Queens in under 9. Sorry, Sia, had to put that in. But the man with the big smile, Ndzimande, our marketing manager for EXP Realty here in South Africa. Always a delight to be working with you, be alongside you, and just learning from you from a marketing perspective. And then the man of the moment, Bill Campbell, rocking the comma, 1,000 agents in his network, building an organization by the end of this year. Maybe you'll be at 2,000 agents, Bill, and we're going to rock the comma again in a bigger and better way. Hope to see you soon, and you are very, very much appreciated. Well done, everybody. Thanks for being on the show this evening, and thanks for celebrating with us. Cheers, everyone. Thanks.
Cheers, Bill.
Thank you. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Andrew. Thanks, everybody. And I
Thanks,
promise to
Bill.
be standing on the shoulders of giants here. And thank you. I am the dumbest guy in the room, and I'm so glad for that because you guys are all so smart and helping me along the way. Thank you.